meme go. Okay, Ryan for 25. What's your overall view on optics and suppressing one's belief to appeal to the masses? Look, optics in itself is of all importance. We want to look good. We want to look like we are the right people to lead and ultimately to rule. Optics in themselves are extremely important. I only wish I could be better at optics, but it's certainly something that I care about. Now, the optics debate I thought was massively stupid. I've gone into this before. The optics debate was a disingenuous attempt to divide and perhaps even destroy the alt-right, made by people who have bad intentions. Weave was one, and I could go on with others. But pretty much everyone who basically defined themselves by the optics debate had bad intentions, in my opinion. And so that was a terrible thing, and I'm glad it's over. And their whole narrative is collapsed. I mean, Trump, we want to make ourselves palatable for Trump or whatever. I mean, that's just nonsense. But anyway, optics is important. It's not about suppressing one's beliefs. I mean, look, there are things that I would say on, say, a live stream, or I would write in an article that I wouldn't say if I were on the campaign trail in Iowa, just because one has to speak to one's audience and reach them where they are. But there's a difference between lying about or hiding your beliefs and simply molding your message to the audience, which is a good thing. And yeah, there's a balance and there's a fine line, but it is a very real thing. Again, what bothered me about some people of like, we're just going to simply lie to people and trick them into supporting us, is something that I would never support. I think we actually need to be bold, and we're going to be a bit shocking to people. But that doesn't mean that we can't talk to them. And we can't. If I were to run a campaign, it would not be ethno-state now. I think that is fantastical. It would be about talking about our message, talking about the legitimacy of white identity, but also reaching people where they are. I mean, part of my campaign platform would be student loan forgiveness, universal basic income, Medicare for all, immigration reform, and so on. It would be about things that are immediately pressing. And so I think that's the best way of understanding these things.
Okay. Sorry, do you mind if I just jump in there really quickly? And when you view it like that, really, it's just alternative politics. From my perspective, like a lot of the things Richard just put forth there, they are typically left-leaning talking points, things that the left typically pushes for. So we identify as the alt-right, but really when you look at it, it's just alternative politics. And I think if we kind of go more in that direction, we can bring more people into the fold, because how many university students, how many of the youth out there are struggling in debt? How many people are fed up with the healthcare system? And a lot of those people, they are pro-white. They just have kind of given up on the fight. They're those type of people, they get home from work and they just don't have time to really think about things like race realism and all the nuanced aspects to the various topics, right? But when it's delivered to them and they actually have an opportunity to listen to somebody like Richard Spencer, they completely relate with him and the struggle that we're going through. They just don't realize yet that there's an avenue to go down. So perhaps through, kind of dangling that little carrot of universal health care and alleviating the debt for students, that can open their eyes and put them in the direction of ethno-nationalism.
Yeah,